forces are under attack.
Should you become a nuisance, I'll kill you myself.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered, and today it's going to be Flash and JAEDONG here on Polypoid. Two legends going at it in 2024, another RJB replay. Top right, it's going to be Flash. And in the top left, it's going to be JAEDONG. Yeah, man, so it's going to be Mutalisks, going to be Lurkers, Marines, Medics, Firebats, maybe a mech transition here from Flash, but that's fairly rare these days. But Flash is from the time where mech was pretty much standard in long macro TVZ games because Zergs did not know how to handle it, but Zergs have been getting better at it ever since. And so mech has fallen out of fashion in the meta. But sprinkling in some tanks, especially if the Zerg player is doing the Zerg Hydra meta with, you know, Lurkers and Lings and Defilers and just leaving out Ultralisks. Tanks are very, very good against Hydralisks. So we will see if JAEDONG is going to use the Hydra meta here today and what the response from Flash will be. Kakaru, Kakaru, says Kakaru, floating into the fog of war. The first time I heard the term fog of war was Warcraft 2. And I know it precedes that because it's used in actual wars, like World War I and World War II, and maybe even some prior wars. Maybe, I don't know, when was the first time the term fog of war was coined? Barracks coming up, hatch going down. No proxies, no pool first here, so I'm going to go ahead and Google fog of war and see what Google says about this. Yes, I know what it is, fog of war, but when was it? I already donate to Wikipedia. You don't have to bug me. Origin, nice. Comes from... So it's not exactly the phrase, but a reference to uncertainty in war was introduced by the Prussian military analyst Karl von Clausewitz in his posthumously published book, Von Krieg, in which he said, "War is the realm of uncertainty. 3/4 of the factors on which action in war is based are wrapped in a fog of greater or lesser uncertainty. A sensitive and discriminating judgment is called for, a skilled intelligence to scent out the truth." Okay, so it doesn't actually say fog of war there, but that's pretty good. And so the first known attempt to explicitly define the fog of war in a military text was in 1896, in a book titled The Fog of War by Sir Lonsdale Augustus Hale, where it is described as the state of ignorance in which commanders frequently find themselves as regard to real strength and position, not only of their foes, but also of their friends. Fair point, man. I mean, that's a good point to make, is like fog of war is not necessarily you not knowing what your enemy is up to, but also not knowing what your allies are up to at any given moment. Anyway, one racks into expand. So yeah, late 1890s. So not too far before World War I, in all fairness. I love this little Marine timing, move out, right? Push out, force maybe a Sunken to go down, force some extra Lings to be produced here, but no, JAEDONG's not falling for it. These Marines just checking. They seem to be maybe just checking to see if Lings are on the way, but this SCV's doing a good job of that too. Like, you know what's coming out of these eggs. You know how many Zerglings are being produced. It's only 2. I guess this one could be producing more Lings, but you don't know. Okay, so now they gather some friends. And yeah, this is tricky. This is really tricky as the Zerg player when the Terran tries to show up and hit that timing when, guess what? Your Spire's not done. You're saving up money to make Mutalisks at some point, and you're just kind of holding on by a bare thread, trying to stay alive. And this is where Terrans like Flash, like Royal, show up. Ta-da! 5 Marines, sucker! You got a bunch of slowlings here. What do you do about that? And then the drones are like, "We'll fight you, roar!" And yes, the drones have to get pulled off the line. Drones die. But a surprising number of Lings here were produced by JAEDONG, and it does get shut down. Okay, that's actually 4 Marines, not 5. But still, good little timing there. JAEDONG handled it like an absolute boss. I think he lost maybe 2 drones. Not nearly the end of the world in a game like this. But against Flash, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Counterattack of Lings. They have speed now. Stim's on the way. The Marines do not have any attack or armor upgrades. That's totally fine, obviously, because we don't have an engineering bay yet, and probably should start one, I would say, soon, as the Spire is about 60% complete here. Comsat station. Oops, second gas tells us, yeah, we're going to make more than the 5 or 6 mutas. JAEDONG is a huge fan of going a lot of mutalisks as the engineering bay starts coming in from Flash here at 5 minutes. Oh, if you guys watched my Boxer versus Zodiac, insanely long TVT featuring Lockdown and Battle Cruisers last week. Whew, I asked if anybody had access to the Pippus Plays replays from SC Legacy's website from the early 2000s. And someone came through for me. So super thank you to that subscriber, that watcher. They were able to send me a bunch of them from 02, 03, 04, 05, and 06. So I have a bunch of more of those to go through as Flash tries to push on up into the natural base. But there's a Sunken here. A second Sunken is nice. Yeah, this is not enough Marines to really make this a 3 Sunken scenario. So Flash is trying to pressure here, trying to, you know, force maybe JAEDONG to overreact or underreact, and I think JAEDONG is reacting perfectly. He's going for this low grounder again. I've seen Zerg do this more often in the current meta too. Take the third base on 4-player maps like this in Fighting Spirit on the low ground instead of on the high ground. And I think what that more has to do with is if you're going fast lurker, then by all means get it here, put the 2 lurkers on the ramp and call it a day. But if you're not going fast lurker, then you might as well put it low ground, I guess. Because you're going to be defending it with lings and mutas and sunkens and stuff anyway. That's all I can think of as to why we wouldn't get the third base on the high ground in a TVZ in 2024, where it's been the meta for, you know, the previous 15 years. Fire bats on the move out. Mutas find them. Oh, guys. Yeah, I think they were making a run out to the third base, wherever it is, whether it's here or on the high ground, and try to kill some stuff. But JAEDONG is just playing so well. I gotta say, I don't want to say he's been losing all of the games I've been posting recently, but JAEDONG has struggled a bunch in the games I posted over the last, 3 or 4 months. So I'm glad to see him playing so well here against Flash. This opening has been pretty much exactly what he wanted. Okay, maybe don't lose Mutalisks to this though. He's getting the +1 flyer attack upgrade. Not here yet, so you can't really wait for it. Trying to use this high ground. Trying to jump in here with these lings. Oh, surprise ling ambush. And everybody is going to die, but all the lings, all the lings but 1 end up dead there. Few mutas go down too. But the trades are that now you have map control as Zerg. Now you can drone up so hard because Flash is not comfortable to move out with what he's got back home. Never. Maybe if he had a drop or something, but dropping when there's mutas out is tough. It's tough to pull off here. Factory coming in. We'll see if we machine shop that or just go right into Science Facility. I think that's what Flash is doing. Yeah, Starport rather than Science Facility. Right. I don't honestly, maybe could even take a 4th base. As JAEDONG does throw up a Hydroden here at about 7-8 minutes. Scans getting tossed down and seeing, okay, there is a Queen's Nest coming in back there. Ooh, Firebat does make it down to the 3rd base. Hey, Frank the Firebat getting some work done, forcing all of these drones to run for their lives as the mutas continue to harass the front. They got the +1 attack, but it's not a full stack. It's just 8 mutas here instead of the 11 traditionally. 1 muta comes home to get rid of Frank the Firebat. Drones can go back to work. That hurts. That's a lot of lost mining time for JAEDONG. Cannot be happy about that one at all. Mutas. Losing a muta, but taking down a Marine. It's just the trades are not great with the muta stacking here, but it's against Flash. So, I mean, what else do we expect? Now we're into an 11 muta stack with the +1 attack, but it is range, it is stim, it is +1 on these Marines. It is some scary stuff. And he's trying to muta stack pick this group off before Lurker aspect finishes, because once Lurkers are ready to go, this is a lot easier to deal with. He's going to try it again. He's going to try the jump on it with the lings and the mutas play. And once again, JAEDONG just reads it perfectly, knows exactly what he needs to clear this out. Has more lings left over this time. Did lose about 3 mutas. But now JAEDONG, again, back to a handful of Marines. No medics anymore. The medic deaths are a big, huge deal here. They're just like science vessels. They're force multipliers. The more medics you have, the harder it is for the Zerg player to kill you. And the fewer medics you have, the easier it is, especially for things like mutas and cracklings to jump on your face and ruin your day. So I mean, I like that Hive is coming in, obviously. We saw the Queen's Nest timing. But do we want a 4th base? Or is JAEDONG just being like, this is Flash. We really don't want to overextend here. We don't want to get it too greedy and get punished. So he's getting lurkers out. He's getting Hive tech. He's probably going to start a Defiler Mound here, like now. Yeah, there we go. Defiler Mound getting popped up. We'll see when he decides to research Adrenal, because again, nobody bothers with Ling upgrades until Adrenal is done in the current meta either. But yeah, I don't know if JAEDONG could ask for a better position at 10 minutes against Flash. I really don't. I don't think he can. This is about as good as you can do based on how Flash is playing here. Look, if Flash like tried to go for a 3rd base and cheat one out and then it got punished, like sure, it'd look a lot better for JAEDONG here. But based on Flash playing safe and standard and not vulnerable to things like Ling run bys and muta attacks and stuff, I'd say Flash is, you know, playing well, but JAEDONG is just playing better here. Again, I'm waiting for Flash to come back and officially return to StarCraft and start playing in tournaments and stuff, because that'll be a lot of fun. I was going to say playing in ASLs, but they rebranded. Have they rebranded to Soup? Are they Soup events now? Soup StarCraft? Soup StarCraft League, maybe? I think that's what it is. Anywho, Ling Muta trying to jump into the natural base. I guess they're going to try to shut this thing down, but no. Yeah, I don't like that idea at all. Are there lurkers here? Yes, there's 3 lurkers stacked as 1. That gets scanned out. Flash sees it and goes, All right. We'll irradiate the lurkers if we can, but it takes a long time for them to die. It just buys more time for the Zerg player to get multiple macro attributes, for example. Consumes on the way. Carapace coming in. Drop ships. There we go. I see you. In the pipe. 5. Let's go. Let's get some drops out. I did mention them previously. So if you can't break the front of your Zerg opponent, guess what's pretty good at getting around these Sunkens and these lurkers? A dropship or 2. Or, by golly, as a 3rd base comes in from Flash on the right side, if you're Scan, man, if you missed Scan versus Queen from last week, Scan did 6 dropships in a single drop against Queen. More than once. He was absolutely relentless with his dropping in that match. It was crazy aggressive and crazy active, and it was a ton of fun. Is that a Nidus Canal, Macro Hatch, Adrenal? Yay, Adrenal's coming up at 12 minutes. The Lynx might have a Carapace upgrade at this stage. Did that come through? Where are you guys? Right here. Nope, still 0/0 Lings. They will have Adrenal before they get any kind of Carapace or attack upgrade. Which again, is just, more of the meta here. Delaying construction. Or killing it? You could probably kill it. I mean, I know a lot of dudes are coming in to deal with this. He's like, what if I pick off the guys when they're running in 1 by 1 and just whittle down that Marine count? All right, DMATRIX drop ships on the move. Here they come. And Scourge just going right between those Scourge. And the Scourge connect, but none of the dropships die because of the DMATRIX, and the 4th base of Flash is dead. This is huge. Lurkers are burrowing in, trying to deal with this incoming attack, but nope, that is a cancel and a kill on that drone. Beautifully done. What do I always say about drops? Drops should be in every game. If you're not implementing drops into your match in StarCraft, you're doing something wrong. I sincerely believe that. Look, unless you're planning on some kind of a 1 base all-in or a 2 base all-in or some kind of aggressive thing where you don't actually make a starport at all or like get Overlord drops, then sure, don't do it. But my goodness, if you're at the 13-minute mark of a game and you got some starports anyway, make a couple drop chips. Go for a drop. This was so big for Flash. Yes, his 3rd base is delayed, so that's what's keeping JAEDONG alive right now. Ultralisk Cavern coming in. Consume is done. Dark Swarms are going to be part of Flash's lexicon right now. I just love leaving a few guys behind just to delay. And the 4th base from JAEDONG gets restarted at 14 minutes as everybody gets cleaned out by Dark Swarm Lurker. So Flash kind of holding map control here, running around, trying to be active, maybe trying to set up another drop here into the main base. That'd be good, but there's a bit of a better army sitting back here ready for that one than there was at the 4th base, because the 4th base didn't exist yet. So there wasn't incredible defense over there, unfortunately. He just tried to boxer maneuver something. He just caught a plague to 4 of these 5 science vessels. Yeah, I think he's trying to boxer maneuver, and Scourge wiped out the science vessels. So that's another win here for JAEDONG. So 3 base and flash is pretty scary stuff, man. He's adding the battle cruisers, which are hit and miss, yeah? Sometimes BCs do things like soak up a ton of Scourge, so a drop can follow up and get a lot of work done. Sometimes battle cruisers are used to fight Mutalisks. Sometimes they're used to harass mineral lines that aren't adequately defended. I mean, look, there are good things they can do, but if they just get plagued and then, like, 4 Scourge kill them, it's not a good trade. It's not a good use of resources. You're much better off making more Science Vessels than making more BCs, in my opinion, anyway. Okay, Adrenalings finding some wins here. That's nice. Radiating the Defilers. Yep, every Defiler that gets close enough to the edge of a base here that a Science Vessel can pick it off from outside the base is going to die. But you have to get in range to cast spells. It's tough. It's a tough life being a Defiler. But they're used to it. They are used to dying for the Overmind, and they can roll with it here. So anyway, yeah, Battle Cruisers, 7 Ultralisks at a time in production. One of my favorite things in StarCraft is just like, oh, there are 8 Ultras on the way right now. That is the power of Zerg, right? It's not so much that they win every game they ever play. Ooh, got a Science Vessel there. This one's being repaired. That one wasn't yet. It was waiting its turn, and it died. But yeah, man. Zerg, 8 Ultras at a time. That just makes Terran and Protoss just feel sick to their stomachs. There's 8 Ultralisks coming out at once. How unfair. More dropships coming in from Flash. We'll see if he can pull that off. This base, 4th base down here. Yo, does get delayed. Lings win that battle. Sunkens and Lurkers causing all sorts of problems here. And I just think JAEDONG has the pieces of the puzzle that he needs right now. Chitinous plating is done. The Ultras are working on further Carapace upgrades. Anabolic synthesis is on the way. Oh, and yes, obviously, battle cruisers do big swings, which means they hit Ultralisks for a bunch more than a Marine does, or a Fire Batman. So in that way, they are good. They're good for that. We're going to DMATRIX these guys. They're definitely going to catch a plague to the face. This Defiler has 250 energy. Metasynaptic nodes are complete. They're going to catch a plague. But how much more time will they be given because of the DMATRIX? That's what I want to know. Yeah, so look. Oh, doesn't plague the second one, though. Interesting. Scourge are like, well, we might as well engage, I guess. Okay, so yeah, one of them down. Spores getting serious hits off. Ah! Huge drop in the main base of JAEDONG. Where did these guys go? Oh, just from that way. Nice, I guess. There are Ultralisks in here. They will clean this up. But a bunch of drones died, and every Marine, every Fire Bat that landed in this forsaken land of Zerg is dead. But guess who's back? More Science Vessels down south. They do not have... Oh, they are going to try to boxer maneuver here while the Mutas fight them. But Burrow is done. Amazing from JAEDONG. Burrow is complete. 148 to 141 total supply. Drone count 49. 54 SCVs on the other side of it. And JAEDONG burrows. He cleans this up. The angle of the drop was really good. 4th base is now getting restarted from Flash. I don't know. This needs to be some kind of an attack. Yes. I was going to say, JAEDONG on the move, everybody. He's got a chitinous plating. He has anabolic synthesis. He has +1 attack for his Ultras. This 4th base is a dead nerd, man. He's not even bringing any Defilers with him. He's just like, roar. If this 4th base dies, I'm going to win. And he does. He forces a liftoff here. These Marines behind the mineral line. Oh, the Ultras can't get back there and deal with it. Irradiated Ultralisk can actually kill Science SCVs faster than if they're not irradiated. Ultras unsupported. Where are my Defilers? Where are my Cracklings? Where are they? Oh, why, JAEDONG? Why are you letting these guys do this? Is there any kind of a follow-up here from JAEDONG? He's making more Overlords. He does have some money left over. Okay, good, good. Ultras winning this battle for JAEDONG. Look, 2 more died, but these guys are really, really tough and really, really strong with that 5 armor, almost 6 armor ready to go. Additional Marines are coming in. Is JAEDONG moving out again with anything? Where is this guy? Flash is scanning. Okay, that Ultra goes down. This is a 10-kill Ultralisk. 11 kills. 12! 12-kill Ultralisk is good. And then running into the front door is JAEDONG. With support this time. Dark Swarm, Plague-oo, and a Dark Swarm. All the support. Irradiate on the Defiler, but Cracklings are inside the house. The natural base was not sufficiently defended. And it looks like JAEDONG may have broken through into the natural here. Suddenly the natural base, all the SCVs are in danger. More Lings cruising across the map here. A supply depot caught a Plague. People ask for that all the time, and we finally got one of those. Now we're on top of the production of Flash. Not good at all. 140 to 93 total supply, and it looks like Flash is in so much trouble. Another Plague goes down, this time on the dropships, and that's a GG! Flash taps out, and JAEDONG gets a win in 20 minutes and 41 seconds. Oh, that was so good. What an insanely good 20-minute TVZ. We had drops. We had Ultralisks running around all over the place. We had battle cruisers trying to cause issues for the Zerg. But once again, I just don't know. They were never firing on Ultralisks. They did require a few extra Scourge to kill them than normal because of the DMATRIX, I guess. One of them didn't get plagued. The other one totally did. I'm actually curious to see how long it took for that other BC to go down. So we're going to rewind a bit here, but hit that like button if you enjoyed this match. Yeah, man, I think the early game for JAEDONG went well enough, and it was really scary for him for a minute. Right? That big drop of the main base felt almost like a game over. We'll watch that. We'll watch that more. But, okay, so yeah, so this guy ends up with no kills. He just fought a Spore the whole time. And then if we rewind it a little bit more, we should be able to get Flash on the move out. So tell you what, let's do that. Because, yeah, look, man, I hear DMATRIX coming up, and I see battle cruisers with DMATRIX on them. It's all big and beefy and chonky, and it looks very cool. I'm going to be distracted and not notice this happening, which is where 4 drop chips are loaded up. Yep, these guys fight. And then the 4 dropship drop comes in. JAEDONG. Oh, man, look at him just coming out of the fog here. Here comes the Terran. Flash going for the unload across. But there's Ultras here. There's Cracklings here. The Fire Bats are cleaning out the Lings pretty well, but nothing here is specifically designed to deal with the Ultralisks. And then the drone pull has to go right past 5 or 6 Marines with +3 attack. Only +1 armor, which is a little bit surprising, but +2 is finishing up here. And yeah, so look, it was big, but because of the previous drop that had done a ton of work, I think JAEDONG was more in the mindset to deal with drops and had more stuff sitting in his main base. So yeah, he cleaned it out, still had 50 workers at the end of this drop. It was not the end of the world for him, and that was a boxer maneuver attempt. Yeah, but the Mutas and the Spore dealt with it. The Burrow was totally sick. So yeah, JAEDONG dealt with this drop, dealt with the boxer maneuver over here, dealt with these battle cruisers, dealt with the first attack, dealt with the second attack, had a couple times where he totally managed to wipe out the Marine medic group in the middle of the map here. Sure, there were more BCs over here while this was happening. Why not? Couple Overlords died. Spores, surprisingly good against battle cruisers. JAEDONG just calculating exactly how many Scourge he needs per BC to take it down based on the HP that it has. And then, yeah, they killed a Spore, but... Oh, okay, that wasn't actually very good. If you're going to send... Yeah. But yeah, they're just shoved away by this one Spore. They don't have enough HP on the other side of it. These guys pushing into the natural base. Flash is like, oh, hang on a second. I want to deal with all of this, but also I'm getting pushed at the front door, so my battle cruisers are not being controlled right now because, well, I got to micro my face off back here at the main base because that's getting overrun. And yeah, 52 to 43 SCVs. Ton of workers die here. This 4th base exists, but just barely, and there's not enough to defend it, and he GG's out, and JAEDONG gets the win. Yo. That was a ton of fun. And again, only a 20-minute game, but it sure felt like it was a longer one, didn't it, folks? So excellent. I mean, this is highest level TVZ. These guys have been playing StarCraft since before. Maybe some of you were born. And I mean, that gets more true all the time. Although I don't know how many of the younger generation is showing up being like, I'd like to watch some Brood War casts. Not a lot of them, but there are some. We definitely have some kids playing with us in the Sunday streams where we play live games. We watch replays submitted by viewers like you. And yeah, I'm pretty sure we've had a couple of viewers who were like 13, 14, whose dads got them into StarCraft, and then they play the live games with us. So there are some, but not a lot. Nice plague on these by the way. So, I mean, sure, Flash tried poking early, tried poking mid, tried going for drops. This drop was pretty great and did cancel the 4th base. But other than that, I think JAEDONG did a pretty admirable job holding off everything that Flash was throwing at him. The burrow was disgusting. Both times the box maneuver was attempted, burrow was ready to go. Get burrow, Zergs. I know there's a lot to worry about, but get burrow. 144,000 points, 121,000 points here in favor of JAEDONG. We got ourselves an outproduced by the Zerg, an outkill by the Zerg. That is pretty good to see from a Zerg perspective. 2 to 3 buildings raised, not a huge deal. On the outspend was about 6,000, a little bit less than 6,000 resources in 20 minutes. That is going to be enough. That'll do, pig. And GG goes to JAEDONG, getting the win here, and he needed it, man. I felt like the channel... He was struggling. He was struggling to get wins. But he got one here today. So that's awesome. And that also is going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.